At my graduation party, my father said, "You didn't deserve this achievement. Your sister deserved it more." I raised my glass with a smile and replied, "Perfect. Then she can also take care of your bills." The silence that followed changed everything. My name is Mateo. After years of breaking my back in college and working to support my family, I made it. My graduation day was my moment. I held my engineering diploma, my heart racing, feeling proud. I looked at the crowd, friends, cousins, my family. Mom was in her wheelchair, smiling weakly but happily. Dad, with a stern face, was there, and I knew he'd never see me the way he saw my sister Laura, the doctor, his favorite. It all started when Mom got sick, cancer, when I was 16. Dad worked long shifts at a factory and didn't know how to cope. He put Laura in charge of caring for Mom, while I handled everything else. At 17, I was working, first at a restaurant, then a warehouse, paying bills, buying food, the essentials. Laura studied medicine, became a doctor, and helped with Mom. Dad said she was our pride. I didn't get a single thank you. I got into college for engineering, juggling classes with 2 jobs, school or the warehouse by day, studying until I was exhausted at night. I graduated with a 3.5, not perfect, but mine. Laura struggled in med school, failed some things, but Dad defended her, saying caring for Mom made her special. I paid the mortgage, Mom's medicine, everything with nothing for my graduation party. I rented a venue, put out food, music, all with my money. I wanted one night for me. Mom was there, her eyes shining. When it was time for the toast, I raised my glass, ready to speak. Dad stood up. "Mateo," he said loudly, "you don't deserve this achievement. Your sister Laura deserved it more." Dead silence. Mom went pale. Laura gave a small smile. Dad went on, "She's a doctor. She cares for your mother. This should be for her." It hurt. I'd worked nonstop, kept the house afloat. I felt rage, but smiled, raised my glass, and said, "Perfect. Then she can pay your bills too." No one spoke. Mom looked at me, worried. Laura got serious. Dad was furious, face red. I set down my glass, walked out, and breathed deeply outside. I thought about everything, double shifts, buying medicine, being there for Mom when she was bad. Laura helped because Dad forced her, and I was nothing to him. I wanted to leave, cut contact, abandon Dad and Laura. But Mom, I went back, sat with her. "Mateo, I'm proud of you," she said, her weak hand in mine. "Don't mind him." I didn't sleep. I wanted to leave, start over, but Mom needed me. The next day, I went to her. "Mom," I said, "I can't take Dad. He doesn't value me. I want to leave, but not without you. Come, I'll take care of you." She smiled sadly. "Mateo, you've given too much. I can't leave your father. Go, be happy." I tried to convince her, talked about my efforts, my engineering job I get. But no, "Don't break the family," she said. I spent weeks thinking, imagining life without Mom, but I couldn't keep feeling less. I found an apartment, started packing, clothes, books, my diploma. Dad didn't speak to me. Laura acted like I didn't exist. The last day, I hugged Mom. "I'll call, I'll visit," I promised. She nodded, fear in her eyes. I drove far, a weight in my chest. 2 years passed. I worked in engineering, a good job. I called Mom often. Her voice grew weaker. I visited when I could, noticing her frailty. Laura said she cared for her, but I didn't fully believe it. Dad stayed cold. One afternoon, in my apartment working, the phone rang. It was Dad. "Mateo," his voice hard, full of contempt. "Your mother's bad. Terminal cancer. Come quick if you care, which I doubt after you abandoned us." My heart sank. I hung up, grabbed my keys, and drove to the hospital. The drive was torment. I thought of Mom, leaving her, Dad's words at my graduation, the guilt eating me. I arrived, ran to her room. Mom was in bed, pale, with tubes and machines. I sat, took her hand. "Mom, I'm here," I said, tears falling. She opened her eyes, smiled faintly. "Mateo," she whispered, I'm sorry you weren't given your place. Since you left, Laura changed. She cares less, goes out with friends, doesn't give me medicine on time. That's why I'm like this. She handed me a folder with trembling hands. Here are proofs, notes, schedules. Forgive me for not telling you sooner. I looked at the folder, dates, times when Laura wasn't there, medicines not given. I cried, Mom, I'm sorry for leaving, for abandoning you. I said. She shook her head. You did right. Live, Mateo. A doctor came in. Sir, we need to try one last procedure. Please step out. I nodded, left the hallway with the folder. I was shattered. Mom was slipping away. The folder weighed in my hands. I opened it, read Mom's notes. Laura left, didn't give me the 3 p.m. dose. Another. 3 days without medicine. She went out with friends. My rage grew. Laura neglected her, and Dad didn't see it. I wanted to scream, run home, confront them. Mom was bad, but I needed answers. I flipped through more pages, handwritten notes, clear dates. Mom wrote it all, knowing something was wrong. I was furious, sad. Laura, the doctor, let Mom down, and Dad, blind, defended her. This was just the start. Laura had to answer. Dad had to see the truth. With the folder in hand, I knew I wouldn't stay silent. Mom deserved justice, and I wouldn't rest. I left the hospital, rage driving me. I drove to my parents' house, the folder on the seat. The drive was quick, my head a mess. Dad's words at my graduation, his contempt on the phone, Mom's notes. Laura left her alone, and Dad didn't see it. I couldn't let it go. I arrived, knocked hard. Laura opened, surprised. Mateo, what's wrong? She said coldly. Dad appeared, frowning. What do you want now? I went straight at it. Laura, you neglected Mom. She's dying because of you. You didn't give her medicine, went out with friends. I held up the folder. Mom wrote it, dates, times, everything. I showed a note. 3 days without medicine, Laura left. Laura paled. That's not true, she stammered. Dad got furious. Shut up, Mateo. Laura cares for her. You abandoned her. I shouted. I paid for everything, kept this house afloat. She left her alone. Dad stepped forward, slapped me. Get out. You're to blame, he roared. I looked at Laura. Her eyes dodged mine. I grabbed the folder, left trembling. The slap stung, but his blindness hurt more. I drove furious. Mom deserved justice. I called a friend, Carlos, who knew a lawyer. I need help, I said, telling him everything. The graduation, Dad's words, Laura's neglect, the folder. Call Javier, he said. I did. Bring the proofs. We'll meet tomorrow, Javier said. I didn't sleep, reading Mom's notes. Laura left no dose, alone all day. The rage grew. I thought of my life before, double shifts, paying the mortgage, medicines. The next day, I met Javier, gave him the folder. Serious neglect, he said, reviewing it. If Mom doesn't make it, it could be involuntary manslaughter. I nodded. Get justice for her. I went to Mrs. Clara, the neighbor. Mateo, what's wrong? She said. I told her about Mom. Laura. Yes, I saw it, she admitted. Laura left her alone, no medicine. I asked for a statement. For your mom, yes, she said, writing. I saw Laura leave her alone, no care. I called Maria, a nurse. Laura skipped shifts, didn't follow the schedule, she confirmed, giving me a note. Laura wasn't there, didn't give doses. I went to the hospital, got medical records, gaps, days without care. I took everything to Javier. This is solid, he said. Notes, witnesses, records. We'll file the lawsuit. I asked what's next. Criminal neglect charges, he explained. She could lose her license. I nodded, chest tight. I called the hospital. Mom was still critical. I thought of Dad, his slap, his contempt. Justice was all I had for Mom. That night, I reviewed the folder, found a key paper, a signed agreement by Laura and Dad. She was Mom's official legal caregiver for her medical record. I called Javier. This is a smoking gun, he said. Clear neglect. We start now. Days later. I helped Javier with the lawsuit, signing papers, bringing proofs, calling the hospital. Mom wasn't improving. Guilt ate me, but I pushed on. Javier said, criminal neglect charges, maybe involuntary manslaughter if the worst happens. I nodded, pained. One afternoon, in my apartment, the folder open, the phone rang. It was the hospital. Sir, I'm sorry. The nurse said softly, your mom didn't make it. She passed an hour ago. The world stopped. I cried, the folder fell. Mom was gone. Guilt, rage, everything choked me. I called Javier, voice broken. Mom's gone. I said, I'm sorry, Mateo, he replied. This changes everything. With the agreement, notes, witnesses, we can go for involuntary manslaughter. Laura's responsible. I nodded, unable to speak. Mom was gone, and Laura killed her with neglect. Dad had to see it. I went to Javier the next day. The lawsuit's strong, he said. Criminal neglect, involuntary manslaughter. The agreement sinks her. We'll file soon. I gave him everything, notes, statements, records. I thought of Mom, her smile at my graduation, her last words. I'm sorry you weren't given your place. She believed in me. This was for her. Guilt weighed. I should have stayed, protected her, but Laura failed, and Dad blamed me. I went to Mrs. Clara again. Mateo, I'm so sorry, she said, crying. Your mom was good. Laura left her alone. I saw it. I asked for more details. I'd find her without food, medicine. Laura wasn't there. I'm sorry I didn't do more. Her pain was real, gave me strength. I spoke to Maria, the nurse. Your mom didn't deserve this, she said. Laura didn't follow through. I saw her suffer. She gave another note, clearer. I went to the hospital, got the final report, lack of care. Irregular medicines worsened her condition. Everything pointed to Laura. I took the proofs to Javier. This is irrefutable, he said. Involuntary manslaughter, criminal neglect. She could face prison, lose her license. I nodded, tears in my eyes. For Mom, I said. Days passed, the lawsuit grew. Javier prepared everything. We'll file soon, he said. The agreement, your mom's notes, witnesses, Laura's done. I thought of Dad, his blindness, his slap. I wanted him to see the truth, but it hurt. Mom was gone, and I was fighting this. Rage pushed me. One night, I looked at the folder. Mom's trembling handwriting, her truth, the signed agreement. Laura failed, and Mom paid the price. Javier called. We're ready. The lawsuit goes to trial. It'll be tough, but the truth will come out. I nodded, heart heavy. Mom was gone, but her justice was coming. Laura would face everything. Dad would have to open his eyes. But something else was coming, and the path continued. The days before the trial were rough. Javier worked nonstop, reviewing every detail of the lawsuit. I brought proofs, read Mom's notes, felt her pain in every line. Her trembling handwriting spoke of days alone, no medicine, while Laura went out. The legal agreement, Mrs. Clara and Maria's statements, medical records, everything was ready. Laura had no way out. The night before the trial, I didn't sleep. I sat, the folder on the table, thinking of Mom, her smile at my graduation, her last words apologizing for not giving me my place. Rage burned, sadness choked me. I remembered Dad, his contempt at the party, his slap, his voice on the phone blaming me. I wanted him to see the truth, but didn't know if he would. I took the folder, swore Mom would have justice, and prepared for the day. The trial came. The courtroom was cold, with hard chairs and serious faces. I sat behind Javier, stomach churning. Laura was up front with a lawyer, nervous, not looking at me. Dad was beside her, face hard, shooting me angry glances. Javier stood, started strong. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Laura, a doctor, signed a legal agreement to care for her mother, but left her alone, without medicine, without care. We have notes, witnesses, records. Her neglect killed a good woman. He showed the proofs. Mom's clear, sad notes. Laura left, didn't give me the dose. Mrs. Clara's statement. I found her alone, no food or medicine. Maria's. Laura didn't follow through. I saw her suffer. Medical records with days of no care. The legal agreement signed by Laura, and Dad made her responsible. Laura's lawyer tried to defend her. She did her best. Mistakes happen, he said. Javier cut him off. Mistakes? This is criminal neglect, involuntary manslaughter. She failed and a mother died. The jury listened, serious. Mrs. Clara took the stand. I saw Laura leave, abandon her mom. I helped when I could, she said firmly. Maria spoke next. I'm a nurse. I saw the neglect. Medicines weren't given. She suffered. Laura's lawyer asked, No one's perfect? Maria replied, A doctor knows the cause of failing. She ignored it. The silence weighed in the room. Laura took the stand, trembling. I tried to care for her, she said, almost whispering. I was busy. Javier confronted her. Busy going out, leaving your mother without medicine? You signed an agreement. She looked down, speechless. Dad shifted uncomfortably. I looked at him, saw doubt in his eyes for the first time. The trial lasted days. Javier presented everything, notes, witnesses, the agreement. Laura's lawyer pointed at me. Mateo left, abandoned her, he said. Javier shot back. Mateo paid bills, medicines, while Laura, the legal caregiver, failed. He's not on trial. The jury took notes, their faces hard. I trembled, thinking of Mom, her struggle. It hurt I'd left her, but this was for her. The last day, the jury returned. The judge spoke. Laura is found guilty of criminal neglect and involuntary manslaughter. The gavel struck. Sentence: 10 years in prison, permanent loss of her medical license. Laura cried, was taken away in handcuffs. Dad sat still, pale, watching her go. The room emptied, but he approached, eyes wet. Mateo, he said, voice broken, I'm sorry. I didn't believe you. I thought Laura was a good one. I saw the notes, the agreement, everything. You were right. I was blind. I treated you badly at your graduation, always. He cried, head down. Forgive me. I looked at him, heart tight, remembering the party, his contempt, the slap, Mom alone because of my absence. I forgive you, Dad, I said coldly, but I can't come back. Not after everything. He nodded, crying, and left, shoulders slumped. I left the courtroom exhausted. Laura was paying. Justice came, but Mom was gone. I went to her grave, knelt, tears falling. Mom, I did it for you. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I failed you. The wind blew, and I felt a weight lift, but not entirely. I decided to leave, far away. I found an apartment in another city, small, quiet. I packed. Clothes, my diploma, Mom's folder. I didn't want to see Dad. That house. The move was quick. My new place was simple, with a park view. My engineering job kept me busy, designing, solving problems, talking with colleagues. I made friends, went for coffee, walks, but Mom was always in my head. The guilt didn't leave. I should have stayed, cared for her, not let Laura neglect her. One night, I looked at my diploma, remembered her smile at the party. I'm proud of you, she said. I cried, but knew I did right by her. Days became weeks. I worked hard, earned well. Sometimes, seeing kids with their moms, the pain returned. I thought of Dad, alone now, without Laura, without Mom. He called once, left a message. Mateo, I just want to know you're okay. I'm sorry, son. I didn't answer. I forgave him but couldn't go back. The wound was deep, his contempt. The slap, years of feeling less. One afternoon, walking in the park, I thought of Mom. Imagine her voice telling me to live, be happy. I decided to honor her that way. I kept working, built a life. I didn't go back home, didn't talk to Dad. I kept Mom's folder in a box with her memory. Laura was in prison. Dad knew the truth, but the cost was high. I sat on my couch, alone, looking out the window. Mom deserved more, and I lived for her, with her memory always.